There is a quiet kind of pain that belongs only to certain people. It's not loud, it doesn't beg for attention. It sits deep inside, whispering a single question again and again. Am I already too late? You look around and notice something unsettling. Others seem to move forward effortlessly. They pick a path early. They build careers, relationships, status. Their lives look linear, simple, direct, socially approved. And then there is you. Your life doesn't move in straight lines. It curves. It loops back on itself. It pauses for long stretches where nothing visible seems to happen. You start things with intensity, then abandon them when they lose meaning. You spend years feeling stuck, while internally your mind is working non-stop, questioning, dismantling, rebuilding. From the outside, it can look like failure. From the inside, it feels like survival. Carl Jung would not see this as a flaw. He would recognize it immediately. According to Jung, there exists a type of person whose inner world is so complex, so dense with unconscious material, that early success is almost impossible. Not unlikely, impossible. These individuals are not slow because they are weak. They are slow because they are deep. While others act first and think later, you cannot move without understanding. You don't just ask what to do, you ask why. And that question alone can delay your entire life. Jung believed the first half of life is not meant for fulfillment, it is meant for construction. Most people use that time to build careers, identities, and social masks. But for rare minds, the first half of life is spent breaking those masks apart. This is why your early years may have been filled with confusion, exhaustion, and inner conflict. You weren't lazy. You weren't broken. You were separating who you truly are from who you were told to be. This inner work is invisible. Society does not reward it, but it is foundational. Think of it like this. Some people build tents quickly. Others are laying foundations for structures that cannot be rushed. Your hesitation, the thing you've criticized yourself for, is actually protection. It is your psyche refusing to commit to a life that doesn't feed your soul. And yes, this comes at a cost. You may feel ashamed of how long things take you. You may need more solitude than others. You may feel tired even when you haven't done much physically. That exhaustion comes from processing life at a deeper resolution. You're not just living. You're interpreting, decoding, integrating. It's like running complex software on a powerful machine. The startup is slow, but once it's running, nothing compares. Jung believed nature makes no mistakes. If you were built this way, it's because the world eventually needs what only you can offer. When systems collapse, when meaning erodes, when old answers stop working, those who build their identity on speed and approval often fall apart. But you, who have already faced meaninglessness in silence, are prepared. Your success will not look like theirs. It won't be loud or frantic. It will be grounded, resilient, and difficult to destroy. This is connected to what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming yourself. While most people spend life imitating, you have been subtracting, losing relationships, letting go of beliefs, walking away from roles that felt suffocating. It feels like regression. In reality, it is refinement. In alchemy, this phase is destruction before creation. You had to fail at being normal so you could succeed at being real. If you had succeeded early, you might have been trapped in an identity too small for you. Your delays protected your future. But there is a danger here. At some point, reflection becomes avoidance. Preparation becomes paralysis. You wait for clarity that never fully arrives. Jung warned about this, the life that is always about to begin. The transition happens when inner understanding turns into outward action. Not perfect action, real, grounded, imperfect action. This shift often occurs later in life, when the pressure becomes unbearable. Not because you're late, but because you're ready. You may feel a sudden urge to create, to build, to write, to train your body, to bring your ideas into matter. Your soul wants friction. It's done floating. It wants the ground. And here's something crucial. You cannot do this alone. The isolation that once protected you can become a prison. You don't need the crowd, but you do need your people. Jung spoke of a quiet network of awakened individuals. If this message resonates deeply, you are likely part of that scattered group. Now comes the most important part, the shadow. In your early life, you may have been gentle, accommodating, overly empathetic. You suppressed ambition, anger, and power because you associated them with corruption. But Jung taught that avoiding your shadow doesn't make you good, it makes you incomplete. The drive you rejected is fuel. The anger you feared is boundaries. The power you avoided is responsibility. When someone gains power without empathy, they become dangerous. But you, who have lived with empathy for decades, can be trusted with it. This is why late success has weight, presence, gravity. You stop chasing approval. You stop performing. You simply are. What society calls a midlife crisis is often a breakthrough. Old structures collapse because they can no longer contain you. Think of the bamboo tree. For years, nothing appears above ground, but beneath the surface, an immense root system is forming. Then, suddenly, it rises, strong, fast, unshakable. That's not sudden success, that's delayed visibility. Your past wasn't empty, it was preparatory. And now, something remarkable happens. All the scattered interests, the strange skills, the unrelated knowledge, they begin to converge. You weren't unfocused, you were collecting components for something singular. While others specialize narrowly, you integrate broadly. And when alignment happens, everything locks into place. This is where life stops resisting you. Opportunities appear. People arrive at the right moment. Effort feels guided instead of forced. You're no longer pushing upstream, you've become the current. But this path is not easy. It required loneliness, misunderstanding, endurance. Often, the late bloomer is also the one healing generational wounds, carrying unfinished emotional work for those who came before. Now that weight is lifting. Your success will not only validate your journey, it will justify it. Just remember, momentum is fragile. Don't return to waiting. Don't leak energy into what drains you. Your time is not behind you. It has finally arrived. The stage is set. The work is calling. And you are ready.